This afternoon, your Trumbull Eagles take on crosstown rival St. Joe's in FCAC boys basketball action. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is Jeff Alterman, along with my partners, Sawyer Nicholas and Paul Augusti. Gentlemen, every time we seem to work together as a team, it always brings Trumbull and St. Joe's together. We had that amazing doubleheader at Fairfield U last year with that instant classic on the boys' end, the Trumbull blowout of St. Joe's on the girls' end. We met up again for the Trumbull St. Joe's 7-on-7 football game in the fall, and here we are again with the basketball version of the Rumble in Trumbull.
Absolutely, Jeff, and it's going to be a fun day, we hope. Who couldn't remember the call we did last year at Alumni Hall? It was so much fun. We come into this season and this game with two teams going in different directions. Trumbull in need of a win at 0-3 to start the season. St. Joe's the other way with 3-0. However, when you get these two in-town rivals together, you know that's going to bring out the best in both teams. They're going to play harder than they would otherwise. So let's see if Trumbull Eagles can bring that intensity, get a win on the board, and use that to springboard for a good finish to the rest of the season.
I think you said it perfectly there, Paul. You know, if you need a momentum shift in your season, that was the time to do it, because against a rival school like this, anything can really happen. We saw that last year, too. Trumbull, you know, very hot hand last year, you know, had a win streak coming in. And St. Joe's able to give him a real fight. So this year, too, I would expect the same thing. You know, rivalry games are always exciting. A lot of things can happen, so I'm excited to see what happens today.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. And it's been a weird offseason. Obviously, we all know about the world conditions and COVID, so these kids didn't really have the normal prep time coming into this season. Trumbull lost their stalwart in the center with Andrew Cutter, so they lost that big. And I think these guards just need to learn to play this new style of play, and as the season progresses, they have a lot of upside potential.
Absolutely, and you were saying earlier, too, that St. Joe's has a really strong guard play as well, so I'd imagine they attack the hoop very well with their speed. So Trumbull's going to have to work on that today, too, making sure they can protect underneath the basket.
Yes, absolutely, and they're just about to announce the starting lineups here for both teams, and we'll do that with them as they call out these players. The starting lineups. That's number 12, Jason James for St. Joseph's, along with him in the backcourt. You have 22, Derek Long.
Senior number 4, Tommy Shannon.
Glenn Manigault will join Tommy Shannon. Rounding out their top 5 is going to be number 45, Brian Robertson. Number 10, Connor Johnston, first onto the court for the Eagles. three. Senior number 5, Lance Walsh, takes the court for the Eagles. Number 40, Jake Rudadaria. And rounding out the starting 5 for the Eagles is number 2, Malik Green.
Definitely a smaller lineup this year for Trumbull as far as size goes.
Absolutely.
For last year.
You know, and the team didn't change all that much, but having Andrew Cutter in the middle sort of stabilized that center for them. They were able to use their speed around him, and so they definitely have some challenges with the size this year.
And even in the beginning of the season, we had Quintar Taylor, that powerful small forward, point guard hybrid they had used as well. Really made it much easier to attack the paint. So I'm curious to see today how they're able to do that. They'll have to rely on speed a little more, I imagine.
Absolutely. Connor Johnson did so well working off Cutter's backside, and he's so good around the hoop with his post moves. Just doesn't have the height that Cutter had. Same with Malik Green. He's a inside-outside slashing type of player. Always plays hard for his size. He is amazing on the glass with his athleticism, but you can't beat that sheer size. Brian Richardson and Johnson up the jump. The tip ball is controlled by St. Joseph, Jason James. He's bringing it up left to right on the screen. Kicks it off to the right wing. Drives a little bit. Takes it into the hole. Shot by 22. That's a miss. Malik Green with the rebound. Trumbull goes the other way quickly. Up ahead to Lance Walsh. He'll reset the offense here. Nothing going on the break. Over to the top is Malik Green with the ball. He drives, kicks it out to Jake Rudadaria for 3, and that is good. Trumbull, 3-0. Jake Rudadaria, what a great start for the Eagles there, Sawyer.
Nice job by Jake there, taking that shot. I know he's going to pass the ball there, but he's confident in his shot to get his up to 3.
Absolutely, nicely done. Jason James comes the other way. They're doing a little weave here. Number 1 to the center. Over to number 4, Tommy Shannon. He drives to the paint, works on McCain. Little hook shot, good. 3-2. Trumbull goes the other way. Jake Rudadaria with the ball, kicks it up to Green on the right wing. He pulls up for 3, long. Rebound goes to Trumbull, now taken by St. Joe's. Jason James coming the other way quickly. Takes it all the way to the hole for 2.
Fast plays playing in favor of St. Joe's there with their speed.
Absolutely. Now it's up to Jake Rudadaria the other way. Back to Walsh for a jump shot in the middle. In and out. Rebound number 22 for St. Joseph's. That's Derek Long. It's coming the other way now. That's Richardson with a little jump shot on the baseline. No good. Malik Green with the rebound. Trumbull's going the other way. What a fast pace to start this game.
Trumbull slowing it down here. I like that.
Absolutely. Out to Johnson on the right wing. He's looking for Jake down low. Doesn't have him. Over to McCain, right wing. Working one-on-one against James. Back to Johnson up at the top of the key. He's going to drive on Richardson. And it's going to be a push on 45, Richardson. That'll be the first foul of the game. On the floor, it'll be Trumbull's ball underneath.
I like that match between Johnson and Richardson. Johnson a little more athletic, not quite as big, but I like to see him use his speed to kind of attack the paint.
I agree 100%. I think that's a mismatch in our favor. There's a pass into Johnson in the paint. Over to McCain for 3. That's good. Johnny McCain with a beautiful stroke on that 3. St. Joseph's now down 4-6 with James bringing the ball up. Kicks it across to Shannon for 3. That's good. 7-6 St. Joe's. Malik Green with the ball in the backcourt to Jake Rudadaria, who drives. He finds Lance Walsh. Couldn't control the pass. It's out of bounds to St. Joseph's. 5:44 in the first, and what a fast pace of play so far.
Absolutely. The lethal shooting of St. Joseph makes it tough for Trumbull's defense because they've got to play every shot now. They're able to hit a 3, and they've been able to attack the paint.
Absolutely. Derek Long in the corner now, bringing it up to the center. Working towards Tommy Shannon. He's working one-on-one against Lance Walsh. He's backing it out behind the three-point line. A lot of dribbling, pulls up for 3, and good. Nice stroke there by Long. Both teams shooting well from behind the arc to start the game. Johnson bringing it up. He finds Malik Green over half court. Malik Green working one-on-one with Richardson. A lot of contact, no call. St. Joseph's coming the other way quickly. Tommy Shannon with the ball into the paint. That little jump hook again is good. Inbound to Greta Daria. Malik Green's on the other way. Pulls up from the free throw line. No good. Rebound to Jason James of St. Joseph's, who's coming this way. He's working on Walsh. He takes it all the way to the hole. No call. Loses control. Greta Daria the other way quickly to McCain, who is fouled.
All right. You hear Coach Buddy Bray saying, settle down, settle down. The speed and just the aggressiveness of St. Joe's here is really what's kind of taking the feel for the game right now. Even with the shots that Trumble's taking, they're very flustered. You can see that because, just the pace is much faster than what I think they'd like to be playing.
I agree. I thought Bray was going to call a timeout there for sure because it looked like they were just playing rec basketball for a second there. Johnny McCain makes the first of 2 free throws. Great free throw shooter that he is and a great shooter overall. He's got one more coming, down 12-7. Second shot is up and good. 12-8, St. Joseph's ball back to Jason James, bringing it up the right sideline. He's working in the corner. He finds Tommy Shannon in the paint again. That same jump hook, that's 3 in a row for Shannon. Great start to the game for him. Greta Daria bringing it up now for the Eagles. Over to Johnson, who's going one-on-one. Kicks it out to Lance Walsh. Finds Greta Daria, center of the ball. In the corner to Johnson. He cuts, nothing there. Johnson takes it one-on-one. To the hole, all the way in. Nice take by Johnson, 2 points, Trumbull.
That's what we need to see more of there. Let Connor Johnson work his way into the paint, use his athleticism to get open.
Absolutely. And Jason James the other way, loses the ball. Greta Daria takes it and he looks up for Walsh. Out to McCain, back to Walsh. Nice pump fake, takes it to the hole, and he's fouled hard.
I like that. I like that play there. Attack the paint again. Get these fouls. Trumbull's having a harder time hitting shots off the floor. If you need to get to the free throw line, that's fine.
Absolutely. And Walsh will go to the line for 2. And I'll tell you, Sawyer, Trumbull's not looking to slow this game down either. They're a small team, so they're looking like they want to run with Trumbull and go toe-to-toe.
Yeah, and it's going to be interesting to see if that plays out for them because, it looks like they have a limited bench here, so their starters are going to have to get a lot of time in. Fortunately, haven't any foul trouble yet.
Right.
So they'll have to make sure they stay on the floor as long as they can. But so far, St. Joe's looks a little sharper in transition than Trumbull does. They'll have to clean that up.
Absolutely. Lance Walsh makes both free throws, and it is a 12-14 basketball game here early. What a shootout. And he is going to go to the bench, replaced by number 25. Sebastian Metellus will join the Eagles on the floor for Trumbull here with about 3 minutes in the first quarter, Sawyer.
And I will say, if you're Trumbull, you got to be pleased with where you're at because it seems like the momentum's been in St. Joe's favor. They've really controlled the game up to this point, but Trumbull only down by 2 points so far. That's come with gathering a few shooting fouls and also being able to hit from 3, which has been very important up to this point. I'd like to see them get Connor Johnson just a little more involved, and also Malik Green too. I don't know if he's had a basket yet, but he's your star player. You got to feed him a little more.
Agreed. And Tommy Shannon with a quick 9 out of the box for St. Joseph's, and Derek Long with a big 3-pointer. So, traditionally you think Jason James is their scorer. They got some other guys that can put the ball in the hole. But I think we'd let them beat us from 3 there and see what happens. Our guys can do the same. I don't think there's a better shooter on the court than Johnny McCain on our side. So let's get him some more looks, and we can do very well against this St. Joe's team in a fast-paced game.
Absolutely. Make sure you avoid them cutting towards the basket because so far that's what they've been doing, and it's been working for them.
So 3:50 left in the first. 14-12 St. Joe's. St. Joseph's ball going left to right from our angle. Inbounds from Shannon to James. He's coming across half court, working the ball towards the center of the court. Now going into that weave again. Back to Shannon at the top. He goes for an alley-oop. Nothing there. Johnson with the rebound. He's taking it himself. A lot of contact. They let that go. He finds Johnny McCain over to Sebastian Metellus. Back to McCain for 3. Good.
That's what you need right there.
Absolutely.
Feeding the hot hand. 3 points is perfect in that situation.
Johnny McCain for 3. That's his second of the game. Looking good as usual. He has 8. They work it inside against McCain. And there's a foul called on McCain. Derek Long will go to the line for 2.
You can't blame McCain on that much. Just size against more of an outside guard play there.
I agree 100%. That call, if you're watching on television, you could have gone either way. He had 2 feet rock solid and planted. So Derek Long with a bigger body lowered the shoulder and knocked him down. That could have gone offensively just as easily.
But listen, you'd rather have that than the easy layup that's been occurring so far. So I'm okay with them getting to the line. John McCain, obviously a very important part of their offense. You'd want to keep him on the court as much as you can.
Of course.
But up to that point, I think that was very good defense.
No, absolutely. He played hard. He made him earn it, and he missed the first free throw. So right now it was a good foul. Derek Long will have one more shot coming up. It's up. A good 15 all. 3 minutes in the first. Johnson to inbound the ball. He finds Malik in the middle of the court. He kicks it out to Johnny McCain. Pulls back. Pump fakes on a 3. Finds Malik underneath, who takes it hard to the rim. Misses, but Johnston with the follow, 2 points.
Very nice job underneath the basket there by Johnson. He's playing very well for a smaller center today.
Absolutely. Now into the game number 2 for St. Joseph's. That's Brandon Hutchinson. That's the first we've seen of him. He's working on McCain. He kicks it out to the corner to Long for 3. Off the rim hard. Offensive rebound by St. Joe's, and number 4, Tommy Shannon with the 2. Grudadaria has the ball inbounds. He finds Green. Kicks it out to McCain for 3. Good. Johnny McCain is on fire in this first period. That's his third 3 on 3 attempts.
Excellent job. They almost seem to be forgetting about him in the corner there, and it paid off for Trumbull.
Yep, Jason James now in the center of the court the other way. He's working into the lane against Grudadaria. Great defense there by Jake. He gets us the rebound. He's taking it the other way now. Finds Johnson on the left wing, who takes it, kicks it out to Sebastian Metellus. Pass is tipped. That'll be Trumbull basketball underneath.
Not a great pass there. I think he had a chance to dribble, maybe work his way back towards the top of the key there or something to kind of slow things down a little bit. But Trumbull got to keep playing the way they've been playing so far at the end of this first quarter here, slowing down the pace and making sure that they get the shots that they want.
Absolutely. Inbound pass to Sebastian, and he's fouled on the arm going up. He'll shoot 2. Nice look by Malik Green on the inbound play.
So we'll get to see some more free throws here for Trumbull. But they got to keep building this lead here because we know St. Joe's is an excellent scoring team. So before you know it, you got to be careful on a run they could pull.
Agreed. This is going to be a shootout. So far, it looks like what we were hoping for. First free throw's up and no good. He'll have one more. Second free throw's up and short. Rebound to number 2, Hutchinson for St. Joe's. He's pushing it quick the other way. He finds James on the right wing. He pulls up for 3. Defended nicely by Malik Green. That's number 14 in for Trumbull. That's Sage Gatling with the rebound and kick out to Grudadaria, who has the ball at a slow pace now, top of the court. Malik Green looks for Gatland. Knocked out of bounds by Derek Long. Trumbull ball. See the Eagles starting to rotate some of their guys for get some fresh legs in there. 15 now. Isaac Berkowitz is in for Sebastian Metellus with 1:36. Give these guys a breather with a minute left in the first. Gatling has the ball, finds McCain. He dribbles in on the St. Joe's defense, just off the back rim. Nice try. St. James coming all the way. And he's fouled by Sage Gatling on the body. Misses the layup, so he'll shoot 2.
That's the thing. You got to find Jesse James the second St. Joe's gets the rebound because you know they're getting him the ball, especially in transition like that because he's so lethal to the basket.
Yeah.
Again, a decent foul there. I don't mind that. Make him shoot from the free throw line, but still.
Yeah, I know.
Very important.
Agreed. And James is, I saw the last game doing some research for this one. He had 31 points. He's putting a lot of points on the board, and he hasn't been a scorer so far in this game. It's been all Tommy Shannon for the and Derek Long for St. Joe's.
Absolutely.
Early.
And I give that credit to Malik Green, too. He's done an excellent job locating Jesse James and staying tight on him, not allowing any easy shots.
Yep. Berkowitz inbounds the ball to Jake Grudadaria. Now back to Berkowitz. He finds Grudadaria again. They're going back and forth. Grudadaria is working against James in the top right. He's driving all the way to the hole, takes it. Can't get it to go. It was a nice drive just off the rim. St. Joseph's coming the other way, kicks it to Hutchinson in the corner for three, long. Rebound by St. Joe's, number 42. That's Carson Arque.
Looks like fouls on Stephen Gatling again. That's 2 for him.
Not sure. It looks like we have a timeout by one of the teams here. I'm not sure who called it.
But again, Trumbull doing a nice job here. I mean, they haven't, besides with, let's see, number 4, Tommy Shannon from St. Joe's, they really haven't allowed too many underneath points here. And the shooting from the outside for St. Joe's so far hasn't really been automatic like it has been for Trumbull. So if they can keep that going here, you know, we'll get to see McCain back on the floor here in a minute. And then if they can get him the ball a few more times, drop another couple of threes, keep this run going, and, you know, extend their lead in the second quarter, I think they'll have a better shot here because we got to be careful because I know pretty soon here what was his name again?
Jason James.
Jason James, he's going to catch fire, I'm pretty sure. We'll have to be ready for that.
Well, for sure. We know he can do that. And what he's got in terms of a challenge today is he's being covered man-to-man by Malik Green, and I don't believe there's another person in the state better suited for that position. Whoever Malik Green draws man-to-man is going to have a hard night. St. Joseph's ball underneath. Hutchinson with it. Inbounding 2. Number 14 can't control the pass. Gatling with the ball, kicks it up to Johnny McCain on the left sideline. He's working on number 32 for St. Joe's. Now right into the middle, kicks it over to Grudetari at center of the court to start again. He finds Malik Green. Pass is defended. It's an interesting call there. St. Joseph's caught the ball standing out of bounds in there.
Yeah.
Given they pointed St. Joe's way, but I do believe it's Trumbull ball. I think he just accidentally pointed the wrong way.
I agree. I think so too because it looks like Malik's going to pass it in from the out of bounds now. But Trumbull got to make sure you stay calm here.
No,
I guess they are giving it to St. Joe's.
And both teams are surprised because even the St. Joseph's team knew it was Trumbull's ball.
That's crazy.
St. Joseph's Jason James bringing it up center of the court, working on Green, kicks it to number 14, back out to 32, over to 12, James again. St. Joe's has replaced their whole lineup. I got to get used to the names here, but I know James, and he's working one-on-one on Green outside the arc, so well past the scoring point. 11 seconds, they're holding for 1. He's going to work on Green, take it into the paint, spins, loses control, pulls up, kicks it out. Hutchinson for a deep 3, no good.
Excellent defense there on the end. You know, you could see what they wanted to do. They wanted to draw Trumbull outside the three-point line. They played far back, and they didn't allow that to happen so that Jesse James could shoot into the basket there. Trumbull doing a nice job standing their ground and not allowing for the shot to go on.
Yeah, I mean, listen, if you're Trumbull, that is one heck of a first quarter. You're playing a 3-0 team. You're 0-3. You know you're better than your record. You came out, you played well, you played to your game plan. You got Malik Green on their best player, giving him fits, and even down to the end, he tried to drive in and get some points. He couldn't get past Green. He kicked it out, and they really had just a desperation 3 at the end of that sequence. So just a great defensive sequence for the Eagles.
Absolutely. If you're Trumbull here, the other thing they've been doing very well today so far, and they got to make sure they stick with it, is they haven't been passing the ball too much. St. Joe's very athletic, very strong defense. So one too many passes can equal a turnover. So they're doing a very nice job of taking the shots when they're there and not forcing the ball away. And I like that confidence I've been seeing from their shooters so far.
I agree with you 100%. This St. Joseph's perimeter defense is super fast and very long. They can get up and defend pass as well. So on the court to start the second quarter, you have McCain, Green, Johnston, Grudetari, and Walsh, the same 5 that started the game for the Eagles. On the St. Joseph side, you have everybody replacements from the starting 5 except James. With James now you have Brandon Hutchinson, number 2, 32. I don't even have on the St. Joseph's roster, so unfortunately I don't have his name. 42, Carson Arque down low. Ball's out to Walsh, now to Grudetari at the top of the key. Kicks it back to Walsh on the left wing, back to Grudetari at the center, back to Walsh, left wing, inside to Johnson for the pull-up, 10-footer, no good.
Looks like it's going to go to St. Joe's here.
It looks, yeah, I didn't see who knocked it out, but it was Green and number 14 for St. Joe's. Newby fought for the rebound, and it went out of bounds to St. Joe's. Hutchinson on the left wing now, kicking it up to the center. Over to James, about 6 feet behind the three-point line, looking for a shot, doesn't have it. Green all over him. He's working Green, goes to the hole, contact. They're going to call that on, it looks like Malik Green. I think James got away with an offensive on that one.
I was about to say, interesting foul there, because Guadadaria was pretty well planted underneath the basket there, and James ran right into him. So for surprise, they ended up going with shooting
with
foul.
a lowered shoulder, no less. I mean, that's usually the giveaway of the offensive foul, when the offensive player drops the shoulder and goes in like a running back.
Absolutely.
But he makes the first nonetheless, and he's got one more coming to tie this game with 7 minutes in the half. Up, no good. Rebound, Johnson went up high to get that one. Kicks it over to Green, who kicks it quickly to Guadadaria. He's working it up to the center, just covering half court now, finds Johnson in the middle. He's working on RK. 10-footer, no good. Rebound, St. Joe's coming the other way. Hutchinson on the right wing. Kicks it out to RK, who pulls up for three. I take that back. They call. He must have had a foot on the line. Nope, they did give him a three. I didn't see the sign. So
big man don't take too many shots from far like that. So.
I think the Eagles got to make a note that he's not afraid to take it from deep, because here's their center out there. Now, Trumbull Eagles finding great passing there. It went from Johnston to Green to Walsh underneath, all in a matter of a second for a quick layup. That was a good look for Eagles to get some points back on the board.
Absolutely.
St. Joe's moving a lot around the perimeter, not really working the paint much. Jason James for a long three, and that one is good. That's what you talked about. When he gets hot, he can put it in the bucket. 25-22, Trumbull coming the other way. Guadadaria finds, it looks like Walsh, who finds Johnson inside. Great power move by Connor Johnston. 25-24, St. Joe's. James coming the other way again. Top of the key, working on Green. He's looking to take it to the hole. Kicks it back out, over to Hutchinson. He's working on McCain, takes it down low, and that's a travel on Hutchinson. Had nowhere to go underneath around the bigs, and it'll be Trumbull Eagle ball with 5:43 in the first half. Johnson will inbound to Guadadaria.
Very nice aggressive play there, both on the passes on the offensive side and also the defense here underneath the basket. I'd like to see them continue with this again, attack underneath the basket, but with sharp passes.
Absolutely. Guadadaria finds Walsh in that left wing. He's going to pull up for three. Long. Johnson with the save. Nope. Unfortunately, it looks like he had a foot on the line. It'll be St. Joseph's ball. Good hustle, good effort. James bringing it up, left to right. Kick over to number 14, Newby, over to number 10 now in the game for St. Joseph's. That's Anthony Rainey. Hutchinson working on McCain down low. And it's going to be called offensive foul on Hutchinson for dropping the shoulder that time. They didn't miss it that time.
Good call.
Eagles ball. Johnston inbounding to Guadadaria. And he's working right to left on your screen. Coming over midcourt slowly. Kicks to Walsh in the right corner, back to Guadadaria, who drives and kicks to Walsh for three. Off the rim, can't get it to drop. Malik Green with a great effort to keep that ball alive. McCain now over to Walsh. Pass is deflected. Hutchinson for St. Joseph's controls it. He's coming fast the other way to James. Kicks it to number 45. That's Brian Robertson back in the game for the layup in two. 27-24 St. Joseph's. Trumbull Eagles coming the other way, down three. Guadadaria now going slow. Looking to set up a play. He's working on Hutchinson, drives, kicks it out to Green, right baseline, finds Walsh in the middle, ball's loose, and Jason James picks it up and is going all the way for two the other way, and you're going to have a timeout, Trumbull Eagles, after a little run there by the St. Joseph's Cadets.
Very good call, very good timeout there, because if you saw Trumbull again, they were a little too many passes and a little too quickly too. They got to make sure they keep their rhythm set and make sure the play runs itself full before they start throwing the ball around. Because as you just saw there, before you know it, St. Joe's can get some turnovers and kind of pull the game in their favor again.
Agreed. I mean, we ran with them that first quarter, and in this particular 4-minute stretch, it looks like we're slowing it up, and that's fine. But they got to be crisp with the passes still. Their passing is almost finding the pace of their play, and they can't have that because these St. Joseph's cadets are too fast on the perimeter to be lazy with the passing.
Absolutely, and Trumbull needs to make sure they continue these shots from around the perimeter and around the arc too, because it's allowing them to open up underneath the basket too. Because we already know they lack size, so they need to make sure the defense of St. Joseph is spread out a little farther. So by hitting those shots on the outside, it allows that to happen.
And, adjustment by the cadets. You got Jason James is all over Johnny McCain. They're playing a loose man-to-man on everybody, but not on McCain. They got their best defender, the draw after he made 3 threes in the first, so he's going to have a tough time finding some open floor space. If Trumbull can get some points with their other players, that could hopefully open McCain up for some more looks.
Absolutely.
Brian Robertson called for the block there on the floor, so Trumbull will take it out underneath. Malik Green is going to inbound. They have play set up, coming to Walsh in the left corner, kicks it out to Johnson up at the left hash mark. He's taking it back out, going slow again for Trumbull. He's driving one-on-one on number 14, Newby, kicks it out to Walsh for a wide-open 3, and that one he makes. They needed that bucket in a bad way. Lance Walsh with the 3-pointer cuts it to 2. Jason James coming the other way. He finds number 1 in the corner out to 45 Robertson, who makes that top of the key 15-footer for 2.
It's the mid-range jumpers too St. Joe's has been hitting. It's been a little tougher for Trumbull because of the tighter defense here. But if you're Trumbull now, it's tough because every shot you got to defend because St. Joe's proven they can hit him from anywhere.
Absolutely. I'm not quite sure what the St. Joe's coach is upset about. He's talking to the referees at this point, but something's got him upset. Yeah. I didn't see anything out of the ordinary on that play, but might have missed something.
Nor did I.
What I think we're going to be coming into is Trumbull ball underneath after the St. Joseph's 2-point basket.
Score 31-27 in favor of St. Joe's.
And it will be Trumbull Eagles basketball after the 2-point bucket by St. Joe's. 31-27, 3:33 in the first half. Inbound to Grudadaria, bringing it up slowly. Just about to cross midcourt. He finds Walsh, left hash. He's working it to the middle, back to the left. He finds Johnson, who kicks it all the way over to Grudadaria. Back to Walsh at the center. Covered. Aggressive defense by number 1 on St. Joseph's. That's Glenn Manigault. And they called it out of bounds on Trumbull Eagles. I guess I didn't get a good look at that one.
Yeah, it looked strange to me too. It looked like he hit it out, and then they're both chasing after it, but it was over off St. Joe's.
James up the center, kicks it over to number 4, Tommy Shannon, back in the game for St. Joe's with that little jump hook again. Tommy Shannon was on the bench for a little bit. He came right back in and went right to the same little jump hook. And there we have a pass deflected by number 14, Newby, for St. Joe's, out of bounds to Trumbull. Malik Green inbounding. To Johnston, out to McCain, over to Green, back to Johnson inside. Kicks it back to Green for 3 in the corner. Oh, just off. St. Joseph's with the rebound coming the other way fast. Kicks it to number 14, Newby, who's fouled and gets the bucket. He's going to go for the old school 3-point shot. 2 in, 1 free throw to come. A little bit of a mismatch on the fast break. They found number 14, Newby, and went up against Lance Walsh, who has given up about 4 or 5 inches on that matchup.
That's it. Yeah, this transition game, it's going to be tough for Trumbull to keep up.
Free throws up, no good. Long rebound, back to the free throw shooter. Kicks it to James, over to number 10. That's Anthony Rainey for three, in and out, no good. Johnston with the rebound. Looks like we have a defensive foul on number 4, Tommy Shannon, with the wrist. And it is a 1-and-1, so we're gonna go down the other way. Connor Johnston will shoot 1+1. Down 8 now for Trumbull, so with 2.5 minutes to go, Sawyer, they're gonna need to try to finish this first half on some sort of run to cut into that lead.
Yeah, and it's the best they can do right now is to avoid as many fast breaks as possible, because it's proven here to this point, just, based on the lack of size and, kind of speed that Trumbull possesses on the floor right now. St. Joe's is generally going to win those matchups, so the more that they can avoid these fast breaks, avoid these quick turnovers, the better chance they'll have of keeping this pace a little slower for them, more in their favor, and where they can get baskets in their end.
Yep, and Johnston makes the first. He's got one more coming now. Up and no good. 14 Newby with the rebound. Pass up to James in the right, left hash, drives all the way into the lane. Gonna call a foul on Grudadaria there. James very aggressive. It was on the floor. They're not in the one-on-one yet, so it'll be St. Joe's underneath ball. James is gonna inbound it. Inbounds it to number 1, drives all the way in, and that one's going to be offensive that time. Great defense by Jake Grudadaria. Glenn Manigault with the player control foul. Looks like St. Joe's is going to come up into a full court press. They got Newby on the inbounder, Johnston, and Johnson's looking for Malik Green in the center. Back to Johnson, back to Green, who drives up the left. He finds Walsh, over to Grudadaria, down underneath. Shot is blocked. Now Newby the other way with the layup for 2. Inbound to Grudadaria, now going up the left hash. He finds number 20. That's Christian Sanders for the Trumbull Eagles, getting some minutes here. There's a St. Joseph's cadet down on the far side of the court there. He's up and walking to his sidelines. Let's hope he's okay. That's Newby. He's played a big part in this game so far.
So far, Trumbull doing okay weathering the storm, though. We've seen, a little more of an athletic, aggressive play here from St. Joe's. And that's going to be tough for Trumbull to kind of overcome here because, like we said before, the size and speed of St. Joe's is a lot to handle. But if they can continue with these, maybe set a few more picks, allow their ball handlers to get around a little easier, we might see a few more baskets coming their way.
Sanders makes the first of 2, cuts it back to 8. He's got one more coming, looking to cut the lead to 7 with 1:55 left in the first half. Up is the second shot, and that one is also good. Now into the game, you got Isaac Berkowitz replacing Lance Walsh with 1:55 in a 30-37 game in favor of the Cadets. Jason James bringing the ball up, right center of the floor, working towards the middle. I'm not quite sure what happened there, but they had to reset the game clock, and now it's inbounded back to James, bringing it up the center of the court. Another whistle here.
Yeah, St. Joe's coach, he's not a very patient guy.
No, I'm not quite sure what's going on. I've watched a lot of basketball in my life, and these are unusual stoppages.
Yeah.
So something has him frustrated. And now for a third time, we're going to inbound it to Jason James, and he's working again towards the middle of the court. Over to Tommy Shannon on the right wing, who drives to the paint, kicks it out to Manigault for 2. Make that 3. 40-30. St. Joe's up by 10 now. First double-digit lead. And that pass is deflected out of bounds by Tommy Shannon. St. Joe's looks like they're just playing at a different speed at this very moment. McCain back in the game. And St. Joe's on defense. Trumbull inbounding underneath. McCain is going to be the inbounder. Tommy Shannon's going to go back to the bench for a breather with 1:34. Inbound to Johnston, out to Malik Green. Looking for McCain, can't find him. He's working now to the hoop himself. And a little pass to Berkowitz for 2. Nice drive, dish, layup there for the Trumbull Eagles from Green to Berkowitz.
Absolutely.
40-32. James now going all the way to the hoop. No contact, but makes the layup. Inbound, down 10. Johnson has the ball over to Green. Kicks it up to Sebastian Metellus, who's driving. Kicks it out to Berkowitz. Pump fake, takes it to the hole. And he is...
Offensive foul, it looks like.
Yes, that is called offensive. So that's going to come back inbounds to St. Joseph's Cadets. You know, Sawyer, with the guard play the Eagles have, they may be better off just running like they did to start this game, because that tended to open up those threes they were making between McCain and Grudidaria and Walsh. That opens up the floor. This half-court set doesn't seem to be doing very well for them because they just don't have the size to be a half-court team.
Absolutely.
And Anthony Rainey with a big 3 for St. Joe's there. That's 45-32, now chasing 13. The Eagles need to make some sort of adjustment here. The half-court set's not working without any size. Here's a kick out to McCain for 3. No good. Rebound to the Eagles. To Malik Green underneath for the layup, too. Nice play there. Good hustle by Sebastian Metellus over to Green. 45-34. One thing with that fast pace of play, you get the long rebounds, which takes their small, puts their small guys in play on those.
That's very true. Absolutely.
Now James looks like he's going to hold for the last shot for St. Joseph's. He's working on Green one-on-one in the center of the court, up above the key with 8. He's going to go, and he loses it out of bounds with 6.1 to go. Trumbull Eagles will get a shot to put a bucket and cut it to single digits to go into the half.
Nice play there by Malik Green. A good momentum shift here too for Trumbull. Allow them to come out of the half, on their own terms.
Absolutely. And now inbounds to Green, back to Sebastian. They didn't start the clock. That's a nice home favor advantage. Now Sebastian all the way to the hoop. Green with the follow and 2. And, you know, the St. Joseph's coach complained a lot, but that time he has a legitimate gripe.
Yeah.
They inbounded the ball with 6 seconds. They didn't start it until he was in the paint, and we got the 2, and unfortunately there's no way to correct that.
No, there really isn't, and it looks like they're going to keep it on the board there. So nice way for Trumbull to kind of end the half. They're kind of on their own terms there. They get the basket, the layup there, which is perfect for them. I like to see Shaw there kind of taking control, being the one to attack the basket. He's not one of our, top scorers of the day. And then Malik Green, nice job with a little putback.
Absolutely. Well done, and cuts it to single digits with the second half to come. But if you're St. Joseph's, you feel like you weathered that first quarter storm the Eagles threw at you, and you controlled the pace of play much better in the second quarter, so they're going in up 9. They came into the quarter down a couple. So, they got a little bit of momentum. Trumbull Eagles very much in this game, though, a single-digit game. The way these guys can shoot from the outside, with a good 2 or 3 minute run, you can get right back in this game. So Coach Bray needs to come up with some game plan that's going to make this a more competitive second half, because that slow-paced half-court doesn't seem to be working without any size in his favor.
Absolutely, and we noticed they're 2 off the inbound passes. St. Joe's kind of transitioning to more of a tight press defense there. And, it's tempting there to throw the ball down court, but they just haven't been able to get any of those passes off, unfortunately, because St. Joe's, just their athleticism is too much.
Yeah.
So again, Trumbull has to, the passes, I think, especially need to be a little sharper and a little less panicky, because I could tell, it's tough when a guy's right in your face like that. So you can see them want to get the ball around a little bit, but the guards can shoot well, and they have to remember that. And when they get those open shots, they got to be the ones to take them. Absolutely, Trumbull's right in this, like you just said there, Paul. And I couldn't agree with you more on every point you just made. They need to be able to find some way to get the shots back from the outside, like they had earlier in the game. Like I said, it's a little tougher now because St. Joe's playing a much tighter man defense than they did earlier. They kind of played a soft man before. Set some picks, get some sharp passes in there, and they did attack the paint a little more too, which we saw, which is nice. And with number 14. For Trumbull, Sage Gatling, he does offer a little bit of size too, so Trumbull a little bit of opportunity here on defense to maybe protect the underneath.
Absolutely. Now St. Joe's inbounds to start the second half. Derek Long drives to the middle, loses control, stolen by Johnson. He kicks it out to Grudidaria, back to Johnson, up the left. He's going quick. Pulls up for about a 13-footer. Can't get it to go. Rebound to number 1. That's Manigault for St. Joe's, going coast to coast, stops in the paint, kicks it to James, out to Shannon for 3. No good. Rebound, Sage Gatling went up high for that one, and he sees Johnson the other way, who corrals the pass and kicks it back to Grudetaria to start the offense. Now to Green, down low to Gatling's, contact, no foul called.
Not a good shot.
Now James going fast the other way. All the way to the rim, kicks it over to Long, kicks it back out to James, back to James again after Manigault touches it. Long for 3. No good. Johnson saves it, but into St. Joe's. Now Jason James kicks it over to Long again for 3. Misses again. Grudetaria with the rebound. Dodged some bullets there, so.
I was about to say, Trumbull very, very fortunate that St. Joe's is having a little trouble shooting from the outside here. They need to slow it down, and they need to attack the paint with smart shots here.
Malik Green for 3, no good, but the long rebound goes to Grudetaria, who finds Gatling, gets fouled hard from behind, can't get the layup to go, but he will shoot 2.
That's okay, though. See, I like that. Smart passes underneath there allows them. I didn't really care for the first shot we had underneath the basket there that allowed for the quick transition here. That's what Trumbull needs to avoid. Smart shots where, you know, even if you catch a foul, it's okay, but poor shots underneath the basket with no foul being called allows for quick transitions for St. Joe's, and they need to avoid that. Absolutely.
First free throw is no good. Gatling will have 1 more, looking to cut the lead to 8. Free throws up. That one is good. 8-point game, St. Joseph's ball. Derek Long into James. Back to Long. Corner to Shannon. Back to Long at the top of the key. All the way in the corner for Manigault for 3. No good. Rebound Johnson. Great position there on the rebound for Johnson. Now Grudetaria is coming down all the way. Takes it coast to coast. No foul called, a lot of contact, and now James the other way quickly for 2.
That's what we have to avoid for Trumbull there. You know, there probably could have been a foul called there, but again, that when those layups don't go, it allows for quick transitions from St. Joe's.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to, there was so much contact, whether it was offensive or defensive, it was something was happening. There, Johnson with a nice pull-up from about 12 feet in the lane, makes the 2, cuts it back to 8. James coming the other way quickly. Manigault in the corner for 3. That one is good. 30-second timeout by St. Joe's after the 3 puts them up by 11 again. 5:51 in the third quarter, 50-39.
And that's just, you know, poor luck on Trumbull's part. They caught it, like we said earlier, they dodged a few bullets. St. Joe's having a harder time hitting from 3s, but we have to remember that it's a very good shooting team, very good offensive team. It's tough when you allow them those kind of wide open outside shots there. I would expect Trumbull to play a little tighter now on the outside. But again, it's where do they want you to beat you? So where do you feel is the best shot? Early in the quarter here, look at that idea was working for them. We'll see how if they transition or if they stick with their guns and allow for St. Joe's to take those deep 3s.
I agree with you there, and you know, that was probably their number 3 or 4 look. You have Jason James, and then you have Tommy Shannon, and then you have Derek Long, and Manigault was also, he's not afraid to pull up from 3, so there's really no one on the court for the Cadets outside of maybe their big man Robertson that's not looking for that 3-point shot.
Which actually he almost made one earlier today too, so you really don't know where to look.
Yep. A stoppage once again. They're having some scoreboard technical issues throughout this game. It looks like the start-stop button is not working. We know who the gentleman controlling the clock has done this. I've seen him for years, and it's not that he doesn't know where to push the button. They're going over to try to figure it out. They did reset it at halftime, hoping that would do it, but apparently there's a mechanical malfunction that's causing some trouble here.
Which, you know, it's obviously, you know, it's a lot of blame thrown on the wrong person here, I'm sure, which isn't fair.
Yeah, he's sitting in the wrong chair right about this moment.
Absolutely. Yeah, I've done my fair share of scorekeeping too, and it's not an easy task. So those of us who
No, for
have
sure.
braved those tasks, we need a little bit of credit.
Absolutely,
It's not easy.
When the machine's not working and you're pushing the button and it's not starting, that's not a happy seat to be sitting in.
Absolutely not. We know, from our visitors here today, a few of, the opposing school's coaching staff is a little less patient than some other people might be. So, he's in his ear as well, I'm sure.
Little John going on between James Long and McCain and Johnston out here on the court in the corner.
Yeah.
Looks like they're having some fun with each other, but nothing bad there.
Which is good to see. And also, too, I would like to mention, with the environment we're living in now, the home court isn't quite what it was last year, if we noticed, and it's interesting to see as well how well Trumbull's been able to keep up with that. And I guess if you want to count the scoreboard as our little token to that,
Yeah.
you could do that, I suppose. But
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. First of all, it's great to see the boys out competing, using their energy, using their bodies, living again at this hopefully backside of COVID. But we don't have the black hole. We don't have, and forget about when we compare to that atmosphere we had at Alumni Hall last year, which was just electric, standing room only. So it is a little different experience for the boys out there. But great to see them playing. Okay, now we're inbounds. McCain has the ball. He finds Johnson in the corner. Johnson's looking back to the middle to Gudetari, top of the key, over to Walsh. Walsh working it back to the middle. He's being covered closely by Manigault. He finds Gudetari on the right wing. All the way over to Green with the long pass to Walsh in the corner. Back to Green at the top of the key. They're working the ball nicely. They find Gudetari, who drives. Nothing on the baseline, cut off nicely. Johnston with a 14-footer, can't get it to go. Rebound by Newby. St. Joseph's coming the other way with a quick pace. James has it in the right corner. Now working towards the top of the key, kicks it to Tommy Shannon on the baseline. He drives, he dishes across over to Derek Long at the top. Doing a little bit of dancing. Nice defense by Lance Walsh. Jump shot by 14, Newby. John McCain with the long rebound, and he goes the other way. He finds Johnson, who's driving, kicks it to Walsh on the counter. 15-foot pull-up is good. Nice shot. Puts it to 9, single digits again. Inbound to St. Joseph's. James bringing it up the middle. Malik Green squares up on him. Over to Long. Back to James. He backs it out towards midcourt. Now he's going to move in towards the right mark. One-on-one, nothing to go. Great defense on Green. Long has it now, taking it to the hole. He called it on the floor, no shot. He was working on Lance Walsh. That should be, looks like a hand check on Walsh for the foul on the floor. It'll be inbounded to St. Joe's underneath. He finds Manigault coming in. He's working on Groot. Long over to Shannon, back to James. They're moving the ball quickly. James all the way to the hoop. And contact on the body by Green. That time James gets the bucket to go, and he'll shoot one.
It's just so hard when you're playing man like that, being able to guard a guy like Jesse James attacking the basket so aggressively with his shoulder down. It's just so tough to be able to get the distance at your feet and allow him to run into you. And it's tough when you're really Green. We've been asking a lot of him all day. He's really done a very nice job up to this point.
He's got James still in single digits in the third quarter, which is a hell of a job. That is certainly not the problem. That was just a great take. He got Malik Green in the air, got him on the little bit of body contact. He got the layup to go. Good body control by James, and he's got one to do to make the traditional three-point play. And the one is up and good. I didn't see the score go on. That's going to be, the coach is really going to be upset again.
Yeah, I'm thinking they're doing it on paper, I'm assuming, because I didn't see ours go up either, the mid-range jumper from
Correct.
Looks like we got a timeout from Trumbull just before the pass was intercepted by St. Joe's.
Well, if they have team control, the coach can call a timeout, which they honored the timeout. So before the steal, they honored the timeout. There's nothing they can do about that. Now, I got the score, and we might need a pen and paper here if they're not going to have that scoreboard going. I have it as 53-41.
And I have it the same, because we had the mid-range jumper from Lance Walsh, and then we had the three-point play by Jason James. So We'll have to, we'll have to do it old school. Well, me and Jeff had a little experience with that, and I think you did too, Paul. We did our football this week.
Absolutely.
Last fall, the 7-on-7s, there's no scoreboard, so we had to kind of do it in our heads too.
Well, it was 50-39, and since that point, Lance Walsh made about a 15-footer to put us to 41, and then the three-point play gets it to 53. So with pen and paper, we are going to keep score.
That's fine with me. Hey, listen, we've been able to adapt so far, so there's no reason why we can't continue that now.
Agreed. And in terms of how much time is left in the game, that is going to be a tough situation.
Yeah.
But and not just forget about for us. We're entertainment. Yeah. It's not going to matter. But for these kids, to not understand or know how much time is left in a quarter and a half on a shot clock. I mean, it's really going to be tough for them, but they'll find a way. It's a 12-point game, still very much a competitive ball game here, and we'll go 4:05. We're told Jeff Alterman has let us know there's 4:05 left in the third period. We're going to have to get regular check-ins on the official clock for you guys. Grudidaria now has the ball top of the key over to Green on the left wing. Johnson on the baseline takes it one-on-one. Strong move. Can't get the layup to go, but followed by Green with the putback. 43-53. St. Joseph's ball. Nice putback. Good take by Johnson. Couldn't get it to go, but Green with the follow. Derek Long can't get the runner. Nice rebound by Newby out to Tommy Shannon, and he makes the three.
Tough one for Trumbull there. I mean, they did a nice job not allowing the layup, but it's just tough when you allow the rebound.
Yeah, the long rebound. Newby goes up high for it. He's an extremely long player. Kicked it out to Shannon, who's had a hot hand all day. Grudidaria pulls up for three. Just in and out. Shannon with the rebound, going the other way quickly. Taking it into the lane, all the way coast to coast. Great defense by Johnson.
So we're going to give it. I think it's going to stay with St. Joe's here.
Yeah, I believe Johnson deflected it. So St. Joseph's ball, really nice defense on the coast-to-coast take by Shannon, by Johnston to stop him. St. Joe's will inbound the ball.
Yeah, towards the corner over there, it looks like. But a nice poke back by Malik. I got to say, he plays way bigger than he appears. He probably stands at about 5'10", 5'11", but he almost looks like he's 6'4". He's able to jump up there and get those balls.
He's just such a tremendous athlete. I mean, it was a shame that he didn't get his senior year on the football field because he's equally talented, if not more so there. But I mean, there's millions of those stories across the country, so it's not unique to us.
Yeah.
But it's a time in history we'll never forget looking back. And,
absolutely. And
these kids paid the biggest price, unfortunately.
It is a shame, but it's exciting, like we said earlier, to see him out here right now. You know, and just getting competitive again is what really I think we'd like to see, and kind of getting back to a sense of normalcy. And
absolutely, it's great to watch, and we just want to continue this trend where we can open up more and more and enjoy these times so these kids can be kids.
Yeah.
And be competitive and just take these lessons throughout their lives. Absolutely. And experiences with them always.
Absolutely.
Now we're going to inbounds it 56-43. St. Joseph's is going to bring the ball in from underneath. James is inbounding. He gets it into Newby above the key, who finds Manigault at the top. Going slow now. They man up on everyone. Grudidaria comes up and defends him. Derek Long covered by number 5, Lance Walsh. Over to Tommy Shannon, covered by McCain. He's working the baseline, pulls up with a 10-footer. No good. Rebound, Jake Grudidaria after the foul's missed by Newby. He kicks it out to Johnson, to McCain. McCain for 3. In and out. St. Joseph's ball. Good look by Johnny McCain there. Got to get him more of those because he doesn't miss many of them.
Yeah, that was a good possession if you're Trumbull there. They allowed their best man to get the shot that they wanted. It doesn't always go down, but that's okay. But continue with those, and they will hit eventually again.
That little faster pace of play. There's about 2 minutes to go in the third quarter. St. Joe's up 13 with the ball. James quickly to the hole.
You're going to stay with St. Joe's here? Yeah.
And yes, it is deflected by Green on the way up for a shot. St. Joe's will inbound from underneath. He throws it over the top to Long, covered by Sebastian Metellus, now in the game for the Eagles. Into Tommy Shannon on McCain. Great defense. Both feet were planted. Tommy Shannon turned around to make a move to the hole. McCain was there, makes the contact, knocks him down. Offensive foul, Trumbull ball.
Very good play by Johnny McCain. I don't know if it was necessarily enough force to cause him to fall over, but hey, we got to do what you got to do. And I thought that was a very smart, very heads-up play.
That was a little LeBron James-esque.
I think you might be right, Paul, but hey, it was an excellent play there. Very good defense, and allows Trumbull a chance. You know, they got to take advantage of these possessions, though, so they got to get a basket here.
For sure. And now Trumbull with the ball. Grudidaria, right wing, down in the baseline to Sebastian Metellus. Deflected pass. Oh, and Grudidaria gets the ball, but he falls down in the hustle and it's called a travel, which is unfortunately the rule of the game. It was a travel, and it's going to go inbounds to St. Joe's. Great hustle play. Unfortunately, he slipped. They're running a bit of a weave now. Joan Long now taking it into the basket. Can't make the layup. Grudidaria with the rebound and taking it himself the other way. They're going to call a foul on the floor on Jason James.
And that's okay. See, aggressive play like that is what we need to say. It's better to drive it yourself than risk the pass here, because we've seen so far it hasn't really worked for Trumbull's favor when they've been throwing those long passes here on transitions.
Agreed. Malik inbounds the ball to Connor Johnston. Back to Green, top of the key, over to Sebastian Metellus, down to Grudidaria and the right baseline. He's looking for the weave to go. He drives in himself, pulls up from about an 8-footer and makes it. 2 points, 45-56. St. Joe coming the other way quick. James all the way to the hoop.
Looks like off of Trumbull there again.
Yeah, they're going to call it deflected off of Trumbull. You know, it's too far for me to see. I'm under the far baseline, so
yeah,
I can't say it was right or wrong. I just know it's going to be inbounded to the St. Joe's Cadets. Number 2 back in the game for the Cadets. That's Brandon Hutchinson. He had some huge minutes for them in the first half. Actually surprised it took this long to get him back in the game.
Yeah.
He did some damage there. Long there, looked like a travel, and it was. He's complaining, but I saw it from all the way over here, and I'm not even good at this game.
Well, now's your chance for your Trumbull here. Start catch momentum here. They got a basket last time they were out. Again, attack the paint. They're not going to be able to get looks, that they're playing pretty tight, so the outside shots may not be there as much. So allow Connor Johnson to work his way in the middle.
Nice spin move by Johnson, and 2. That cuts it back to a single-digit game. Nice move by Johnson. He's getting comfortable inside, and this little faster pace of play opens up space, because one-on-one, those bigs can't stop him.
That's what you need to do. The guard play, unfortunately, the scoring's going to be a little tougher on the outside perimeter, so it's good they're working their way inside.
Give him a little bit of court to work with, and he'll do well. James with a long 3 and makes it. That's not one that you like to see if you're an Eagles. I mean, you gave him that was an NBA range 3, and he made nothing but net. Kick it over to Green now. Right wing, he's working on Long, all the way to the hoop, kicks it out, and loses control, throws it over the head of Johnny McCain, goes out of bounds to the St. Joe's Cadets. It's 59-47 now, St. Joseph's ball, with 39 seconds to go. I'm getting text messages from Jeff Alterman.
Oh, yeah. There you go.
We'll have some teamwork the rest of the way to keep track of what's going on.
Perfect. So see if St. Joe's holds it for the last shot. A little bit of time might be difficult for them to keep the ball that long. But,
yeah, Green coming out on James now. Almost to midcourt. He's going to have to make a move because he's covering him one-on-one. He's got 5 seconds to do something.
So you got a timeout, St. Joe's, it appears. But tight play by St. Joe's defense on the Trumbull guards here, and that's where most of the scorings come from so far with Johnny McCain, Lance Walsh. Grudidaria got a little bit of action here towards the second half. But when that occurs, like you said earlier, Paul, it's very important we make sure we work our way to Connor Johnson, allow him to attack the paint a little more. And, you know, like we said, when we get one-on-ones with him, there's a good chance he's going to win.
Absolutely, and he just needs a little bit of space because he's not a 6'8" or 6'9" big man, but he's got some great post moves. He's got a nice mid-range jump shot, and if you give him a little floor space one-on-one against those slower bigs of St. Joe's, he's going to do great. It's also going to open up some deep shots for McCain and Walsh and Grudidaria.
Yeah, and we don't want to get the ball stuck in the perimeter there, because we've seen that happen, allows to a lot of turnovers here, long passes across the key and things like that. It just haven't working for Trumbull. And I like in their transition game, they've adjusted a little better now. They're not throwing it deep, knowing that there's a good chance it's going to get intercepted. So instead, they've been attacking the paint themselves, and they've drawn a few fouls here. Grudidaria especially has been doing a nice job with that.
Yeah, and then Unfortunately, you know, they played a good defensive set there. James pulled up from about 24 and made one that's really tough to defend that shot.
Yeah.
Hutchinson inbounding the ball to James, who tips it to himself, gets the ball coming the other way now. Malik Green hustles back to get on D, one-on-one on James. It was 20 seconds to start, so I'm guessing there's about 10 right now.
10 seconds.
James now going to the hole for 2, misses the layup. And rebound by number 42, Carson Arque.
And that's going to draw the end of our end of our quarter here.
And that is, it's so hard without a scoreboard to look at. So the 2-point putback by number 42, Carson Arque for St. Joe's, makes the score 61-47 with 1 period left to play.
And if you're Trumbull's defense there, you did hold St. Joe's in the beginning of the quarter here. You know, making them shoot from 3. I know we had Jason James drop a really deep one there for a little while there, but generally speaking, when you force St. Joe's to shoot from far, you've had a better opportunity for them to not make the shot. And Trumbull's fast guard play allows for us to get rebounds off of that. If you force a deep shot, the rebounds will play more in your favor because we're underneath the basket there. We saw this at the end of the quarter here. It's very difficult for us to get those rebounds. So it's important now, I think we protect the paint, force St. Joe's to shoot from the outside, and then you're better off playing from those rebounds, and there's a better chance, too, they're not going to drop those baskets.
Yeah, and you know, it's a little bit of a gamble you have to take at this point. You're down 14 with 8 minutes to play. A slow game doesn't do us very well. I'm going to say hello to Mr. Zisk here. How are you, sir?
It's crazy.
I know. It's tough to call a game like that, but...
I have no idea what this time. No one even blows the horn here.
Yeah. Yeah, everybody's having to adapt now, unfortunately.
Absolutely. One of the referees there I've known for 30 years, and super guy, does a good job on these on this level play. Inbound, Green to Grudadaria on the right wing, working to the corner for Walsh. Top of the key to McCain, back to Walsh, over to Johnson in the baseline. He's working on Arque. He dribbles it out towards the top. Some slashers going. He's working on one-on-one for Long. Green pulls back for 3, makes it. That's a big shot. Cuts it to 11. Now, what I was trying to say, Sawyer, is you're down 14 with 8 to play. You can't get in a half-court set. It might not be the best shot, but you got to make it you got to make it a run-and-gun battle and hope you win.
Absolutely. That's all they have left to do at this point.
There's 8 minutes left, so you need to make it. You know, killing time doesn't help you at all.
No.
Green for another 3, going for 2 in a row, and he makes it. Nice run. Just like that, it's 53-61, 8-point game, 7 minutes to play. Jason James working on Green the other way. He's pulling it out. St. Joe's, of course, has nothing, no reason to run the pace. They want to take time every set down, and they'll be doing well. Trumbull's going to have to extend that defense, trailing by 8 with 6 minutes to go. Finds it long in the baseline. He's in trouble. Spins 3 times, can't make the shot. Good. Rebound by Walsh.
Careful in transition here now.
Foul on St. Joseph's. Now it's an 8-point game. Trumbull with a great defensive set there with the ball. Can make this real exciting real quick, Sawyer.
Yeah, and that's the thing with St. Joseph. They're a very fast, very quick transition team. So like you said there, Paul, you made a perfect point. They can't really play that game right now because it allows more openings for Trumbull, so they're forced to play something they're not used to so much. And that really plays in Trumbull's favor here because they need that space and that time in order to get open shots.
Absolutely, and I think, you know, I think you called it right. They're not necessarily comfortable in that time-killing offense. Green has the ball now, over to Walsh in the corner, back to Green, who's been very hot with 2 quick 3s. Over to Johnson in the middle, working on number 14, Newby, one-on-one. Spin move, about a 6-footer. Can't get it to go. Oh, loose ball.
Very good.
Great hustle by Green. Kicks it over Johnson, back to Green, back to Johnson, back to Green. Back and forth game. Over to Johnston. Passing low to Walsh, and he draws the foul from behind, it looked like.
You can see the center for St. Joe's there, 42, confused, but you got to put your hands up, big guy, when you're underneath the basket like that. Once you reach in on a small player like that, they're going to call the shooting foul every time.
Yeah, I agree. You know what happened was he did get all ball with the hand, but his hips were not in position, and he got him with the body. So I think it was a good call, but Walsh to shoot 2 big free throws here. First one's good.
Huge here for Trumbull.
7-point game and a 7-0 run right here for Trumbull, and he's got 1 more to come Up good, 6-point ball game, 61-55. They're going fast the other way to James. Johnson covering them, makes the layup. No contact, 8-point game, 63-55 Trumbull ball. Inbound to Grudetaria, coming over half court at a nice slow pace. They're going to set up the ball. They're going to kick it to McGreen on the right hash. Over to Johnny McCain, who drives baseline. 42 called with the block.
And that's okay there for your Trumbull. I mean, get the ball to Johnny McCain. They played him very tight up at this point, so I'm surprised they're able to get a pass off to him. But the more you can get the ball to your shooters, the better chance you'll have.
Well, what happens is now we got that faster pace of play. It just opens up the court. The defenders are not going to be able to just post up on you. They're going to have to be moving at a faster pace, and that'll get guys like McCain involved.
Absolutely.
8-point game, Trumbull ball, Green's inbounding. He finds Johnson in the paint, kicks it out to Walsh, out to Johnson. Pump fakes on the 3, back to Walsh at the top of the key. He drives all the way in for a layup. Nice take by Lance Walsh there. Cuts it back to 6 with about 5 minutes to play. 63-57. Hutchinson with a long 3, no good. Johnson with the rebound, over to McCain. Looking to cut it to 4 or 3 here. Grudetaria now kicks it to Johnson, top of the key for 3. Can't get it to go. Manigault quickly the other way. He's looking for Newby. Takes it himself for 2.
Tough positioning there for Grudetaria. But that's okay if you're Trumbull here. That's right. Keep pace with this now. What you've been doing so far has been working. Don't lose confidence.
McGreen with the take. Little runner. Can't get it to go. And then a little bit of a cheap foul there. Reaches in on 14 Newby.
All right, if you're Trumbull here, it's okay. You know, we've seen transition and fast pace plays in St. Joe's favor, but that's all right. You're going to have to allow a few baskets so far this quarter. So don't get out of what you're doing here. Take smart shots. Don't panic. If St. Joe's gets a quick layup, allow your shots to open up the way you want them to.
Absolutely. 65-57, 8-point game. St. Joseph's ball. Jason James taking it in on Malik Green all the way to the hoop. They're going to call a foul on the floor, on the body, also on Malik Green. That'll be inbounded underneath St. Joseph's Cadets ball, up 8. 4:34 to play. Hutchinson inbounds to Manigault, right wing, looking for James. Grudetaria now all over Jason James. Oh, great play.
Very good defense. Very good defense.
Absolutely. They threw a little lob up to James. Grudetaria got his hands on it. Could have gone either way, but I think that was the right call. St. Joe's to inbound again. Grudetaria is all over James. Inbound to Brandon Hutchinson. He's taking it in on McCain, or just over half court now. Working on the left hash towards the middle. One-on-one all the way into the paint. And it's called for a travel there. Great defense. Johnny McCain slides the feet. He gets a little help coming in from the side with Walsh, and then Hutchinson got caught in the middle. Nowhere to go, travels. Trumbull ball down 8, looking to cut it to 6 or 5. Grudetaria has the ball to Green. Left hash. Running picks for McCain, down to Gatling in low on Shannon. Little size mismatch there.
I don't know if I like that foul.
I just don't either. I mean, it's a shame because there was barely any contact. He had the size on him. It's not a foul to be bigger than your opponent, but it's the call. So nonetheless, St. Joseph's ball inbound to Hutchinson, who's taking it up on Walsh, covering him man-to-man. Little bit of pressure, gets it over half court, one-on-one. He's working it into the top of the key, finds Shannon on the right wing. Back to Hutchinson. Interrupted dribble picked up by Shannon. He drives one-on-one, loses control.
Are you gonna stick with St. Joe's here?
I think so. Looked like contacted by McCain there. Good defense. They stopped him, but it'll still be St. Joe's ball. 3 minutes, 27 seconds to go. 8-point ball game. I think if the well-coached teams, if you lay off at all, the problem is they're just going to dribble the timeout.
Yeah.
So that's why they're sort of Trumbull's forced to get out there. Like you're down 8 with 3 minutes. You just can't watch them. There's no shot clock in high school basketball, so that's an equalizer. Which college and the NBA, you got the shot clock makes them shoot for you.
Absolutely.
In this level of play, you just have to extend your defense and make them do something. James all the way to the hoop. Nice left to right hand finish. 10-point game. Malik Green now coming the other way, covered by Manigault. Foul on the floor by number 1, Glenn Manigault. That'll stop the clock and I believe put Malik Green to the line for shooting a 1-and-1. 67-57. 3:01 left to play. 10-point game. Malik Green's trying to cut it into the single-digit range again. He's got a 1+1. First one is good.
Good shot.
67-58. One shot to come for Green. Up. Good.
Okay.
2 big free throws with no time off the clock. 67-59. St. Joseph's inbound to Brandon Hutchinson into the middle. Manigault finds James, almost loses it. He saves it. He's on the left wing. Foul on the floor by Grudadaria out high. Just a 16 foul, so they'll inbound it out of bounds one more time. Next shot will be 1-on-1 for both teams. Brandon Hutchinson's going to inbound the ball for St. Joe's. They kick it to Manigault. Takes a quick 3, and that's a shot you want if you're the St. Trumbull Eagles. You want those quick 3s off balance because no time coming off. James drives it in.
On the floor.
It's on the floor.
Yep.
He'll shoot 1-and-1. No basket.
But you're absolutely right, Paul. That's the shot you want. Off the inbound pass, quick 3. Would have been nice for us to get the rebound on that one, but you have to keep rolling those punches there.
Absolutely. 8-point game, 2 minutes and 39 seconds to go. James is going to shoot 1-and-1. He misses the first. Trumbull with the rebound. Their ball. Malik Green with the ball. Stolen by 14. Newby, who goes the other way, finds James in the corner, takes it back out. Smart play by Jason James to just sort of set the offense. When you're up by 8, you're not in a rush. Sebastian Metellus is on him. They got to extend the defense.
Yeah.
You're down 8 with 2 minutes. How do you
tighter on him?
Drives in, scores 2, 59-69. Green brings it up on the left wing, finds Grudadaria, baseline, looking for McCain up top. All over him there.
Yeah.
Jason James with the foul on the floor. McCain will shoot 1-and-1. Still in the 1-and-1, not a double bonus yet. First one's up. No good, but Green can't get the put back to go. And then gets the foul.
We in the bonus yet for St. Joe's?
Yeah, we will be in the
Okay.
bonus. Jason James shot 1-and-1, so this should be the 8th team foul.
Yep.
Well, there's 1:51 to go. St. Joe's had a nice run, cut it all the way to 6, had the ball going for 4 or 3 down, and it just sort of, they let that opportunity get away. They were competitive. They fought hard to get back in it. It's getting a little tough right now with 1:51 to play, down 10, and St. Joe's going to the line.
Yeah, it will be. And you're absolutely right, Paul. They came close at one point. It's just that when St. Joe starts revving up the speed again, going into a faster pace, it's just been very difficult for Trumbull to stay on top of them with that. And we've seen towards the end here, they've kind of played, even in a slower pace setting, we haven't played up enough to force these tougher shots for St. Joe's. It's kind of been what they've wanted, and we've been allowing that, and that's kind of what's allowed them to get this lead back up.
Agreed, and at the end of the day, you got to put some points on the board. It's a 69-59 game. St. Joe's has let them have some opportunities to get back in it. They're taking some deep threes early in the set. Newby, first one is up and good. 70-59, 151 to play, and he got one more coming. Misses that one and gets his own rebound and makes, nope, cannot get it to go. Looked like it was in and out from this angle. Another offensive rebound by St. Joe's. Grudadaria looks like he got a shot to the jaw there, shaking up a little bit.
Yeah.
Nobody tougher on the court, so I'm sure he'll shake it off and be back as quickly as possible.
Yeah.
1:43 to play, 70-59, St. Joe's Cadets. Brandon Hutchinson's going to inbound the ball. On the court defensively for the Eagles, you have Metellus, McCain, Johnston, Berkowitz, and Ray Vicente. Manigault's working on Vicente. Good defense by Vicente there. Coming the other way for Trumbull Eagles is Barson to Berkowitz all the way to the hole. Oh,
almost goes down.
In and out. It thought that was going to be old school three-point play. Nonetheless, a really nice look. Johnston takes the ball down court, draws the defense, kicks it in the baseline to Berkowitz, who went strong to the hole, gets the hard foul, almost gets the layup to go, doesn't. He'll shoot two. Every point matters now for the Eagles.
It sure does.
Can't get the first to go. Looking to cut it to 10 with the second. In which case they'll set up a full court press. It looks like they're going with a Johnston's going to the bench here. Berkowitz makes the second. 70-60. 1:40 to play. Hutchinson going the other way with it. St. Joe's gives us the ball back. We get a break, but
looks like we're down just over a minute here.
Yeah, there's 1:10 to play, 10-point ball game. Coach Bray has pulled out all of the starters. There's nobody on the court that started the game, so we're gonna run with the youngsters here for this last minute and see if they can make a miracle happen. Inbound to Ray Vicente, who is a fast-paced player, can make three-point shots. Nice take to the hole there. Defended well by Tommy Shannon. Quickly going the other way to Jason James. Coast-to-coast layup, 2. 72-60, St. Joe's. Inbound to Gatling. He's taking the left hash over to Metellus. He's got Berkowitz on the right wing. Dribbles in, kicks it back out. Again to Berkowitz on the wing. That was 35. Alexander Bernstein in the game now for St. Joe's. Berkowitz shot blocked by 45. He throws it the other way, out of bounds. Back to the Eagles, down 12 with 30 seconds to play.
Yeah. Be nice to see this younger group on the floor now. We'll get a basket before the game ends. Kind of.
Absolutely. Well, I saw Vicente play a lot last year. He is electric. He's fast with the ball. He can heat up from outside. So I'd love to see him get a shot and knock one down. To Vicente, over to Gatling on the right wing. He dribbles it in. Nothing doing. Good defense by St. Joseph's, number 25 there on St. Joseph's. That's Mason Gregory getting some minutes, playing nice defense. He's out on the court with number 5, James McCormick. Number 3, Patrick Deneen. Number 24, Justin Russo. And number 33, Charlie Hare. So St. Joseph's also emptied the bench. Sebastian Metellus makes the first free throw. 72-61. 24 seconds to go. Misses the second. Rebound by Hare. St. Joseph's bringing the ball up now. Rebound number 24, and that's the ball game.
Yep.
Well, Sawyer, the final score is 72-61, St. Joseph's. Trumbull kept it competitive the entire game. They made a run in the fourth. They cut it all the way to 6. They got the ball back at that point. They certainly didn't go down without a fight. They didn't roll over and die by any stretch. Kids played hard, played well, and they played a good undefeated St. Joseph's team that close.
They really did, and I think if anything, it should build a little confidence for them going forward. It's still a young season. They have plenty of time to kind of turn things around. It's just tough, though, and I think it kind of, exposed, and maybe it'll allow Coach Buddy Bray and the rest of the staff to kind of, see where the weaknesses are with Trumbull. And, we know some of it you can't fix. Size is something you can't change, but speed and things like that, smarter passes, working better in transition, things like that. It's kind of where Trumbull had some issues, but it's nice to see that, they were able to keep it competitive for a while.
Yeah, absolutely. It was a fun game to watch. It was good to be a part of, good to be out here. Yes, sir. Final score 72-61. Buddy, it was nice to be here. Your team stayed very competitive right to the end. You made a great run in the fourth, cut it to 6 with a few minutes to go, and it was anybody's game at that point, and just a couple bounces went the wrong way at that point.
Yeah, definitely agree with you. I think right away we got to just think about we got to keep that basketball out of the paint and get some stops there, which we weren't able to do. But, I did credit the kids. We didn't have a couple days of off for practice. Came out in that box and won after Johnny hit some shots, and we didn't make any real great adjustments to it. I think the kids tried during the timeouts to figure it out, but got a little out of sync on the offensive end. And then certainly, the game is not the way we want it to go. 71 points, 72 points.
72 to 61.
Yeah, that's too many points for, to win a basketball game. We got to do a much better job of keeping that basketball out of the paint.
Absolutely, and it looked like what you said. You can't fight not having true big men size. Connor Johnston, when he got a little bit of space, did great one-on-one, but he needed a little floor space. Shots they made some real deep ones on you when, daggers there.
Yeah, the point guard played really well for them. 12 played really well. We knew he was a very good player. Had some things in mind on the last couple of days for practice, but weren't able to get those things in, which is understandable. But credit St. Joe's. They showed up ready to play today on the road in the FCAC, and the game being what it is, a cross-town rival. They were the better team today, no doubt.
It's got to be tough. We don't have a lot of time. We really no off-season, no preseason, very little time to get your team ready. And you had such a different style of play losing Andrew Cutter this year that you really could have used that traditional preseason time to put something together. So you got the kids going in the right direction. They're certainly very competitive as the games progress. And as the season goes on, if they put it together, I think they could make a nice little winning streak happen.
Yeah, no, I still feel pretty good about, we keep getting some good practices in. I think some areas we improved in, some we haven't taken the next step with yet, but that'll come. I'm just trying to keep the kids positive and keep working every day and see how it goes.
Well, thanks for taking the time, and it was a pleasure to be here.
Thank you guys very much for coming by today. Kids love this stuff.
Absolutely.
So that was an interesting second half without easy access to a clock.
It was very, and we did keep the score properly, as sloppy as that was by pen and paper. Yeah. But it was, it was nice to be here. First of all, it was great to see the kids being kids and being able to experience competition and somewhat of a normal life. Trumbull kept it competitive against an undefeated St. Joe's team. They cut it to 6 with a few minutes to play, and they had the ball going to try to cut it to 3 or 4. So they didn't roll over and die against that undefeated team by any stretch. They lost a very competitive basketball game.
And like you said, Paul, it was perfect. And Coach Bray made a very nice point too. That it's just tough when you got 72 points and you lack some of the personnel that other teams have. It's tough to keep up with scoring like that. So you made a good point. In the future here, they're gonna have to look for some ways to maybe play a little tighter defense, force some tougher shots, not allow them to kind of play the game that they want to play. That's something that St. Joe's was able to do today. They were able to kind of play into their tempo, what they like to do. For a period there, they were able to kind of play more towards Trumbull staff, force the longer shots, allow their guards to be a little more involved in the rebound game, things like that. But, when you're dealing with a more experienced, a little more athletic, a little faster St. Joe's team, it's just hard to keep that pace up the entire game. But it seems like they had some really good things they saw today, and a little bit to build off of those in the future.
It's really a tough situation Buddy Bray was in with the Eagles because he has a team that's undersized, so normally you'd want to play faster, keep the floor spread. but you're running right into St. Joseph's style of play that way. So, but if you do the reverse and just try to go the slow game, it's not your style either. So you almost had to take your shot, rolling the dice, playing that faster pace, and hope you made some shots. And it really kept them in it until the last 4 or 5 minutes, and then a couple bounces went the wrong way when it was real close and could have gone either way.
Yeah.
But the alternative is to play a full court, slow St. Joe's down, but that's slowing yourself down, and that's not really suiting your offense, which is undersized right now.
Absolutely.
So,
Okay, well, final score here was
72 for the Cadets and 61 for Trumbull.
all right. We're going to be back here on the Trumbull Eagle Network and Trumbull Community Television on Friday, March 5th, as the Lady Eagles take on the Greenwich Cardinals, and then on Thursday, March 11th. We got a special one we're going to bring to you. We're going to bring the Trumbull Middle School battle as Hillcrest will host Madison in middle school basketball action. So we got 2 more games on tap for you here on 10 NTC TV. Well, for Jeff Alterman and Sawyer Nicholas and Paul Augusti, gentlemen, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah,
It was
absolutely.
a pleasure. Sawyer, pleasure to be with you.
You
Jeff, good
too.
to see you again, and I look forward to the next stop.
Okay, we'll see you guys on March 5th. Have a good weekend, everybody.
Yes, sir.